we got some big news in bite sizes. The first military flight to send migrants to Guantanamo Bay is scheduled to depart sometime today.
Seeing Canada angry and imposing tariffs and trade embargoes and refusing to purchase alcohol from certain areas of the country is like seeing a Down syndrome person in a road rage incident.
You know, I haven't seen a doctor in 6 years because if I make one visit to the doctor, they're just gonna refer me somewhere else and they're gonna charge me for the visit that I needed to go to in order to refer me to whoever can actually do it, and then they're just gonna charge me for the, like, I don't have insurance. Why do I need insurance? Health insurance. For a human life, why do I need it?
Hello and welcome back to Did You Hear? Listen, guys, I do not know about y'all, but my head is swimming from the lightning fast way that things are moving these days, both in the government and with the American people, as well as globally. We see what's happening right now over in Canada. Canada is not waiting. Yes, there's a pause. There's a pause on the tariffs, but I'm looking online and I'm seeing Canadians putting up signs saying "Buy Canadian." Let's try a Canadian alternative. Let's not buy American. So, apparently we are the only ones that are pausing because they are not pausing. They are boycotting our stuff. And you've got that on top of the U.S. citizens that are boycotting the American big businesses because of the DEI executive order that was signed by President Trump. So people are not having it. And I am very curious to see what the market is fixing to look like the American economy, what it's going to look like within the coming months. It's bad. It's bad. You got people rioting in the streets, people protesting against Elon. Lord, I'm going to come back to Elon. I just don't even want to talk about Elon. Just right this moment, I don't. I want to talk about this American healthcare system because I just got through scrolling. And what I'm seeing, these people are dealing with chronic pain. You got the one woman on here that her insurance broker told her that the IVF was included in the plan. Come to find out, it's not. She's paying out of pocket. She's a business owner. She's having to pay out of pocket because they lied to her. You got other people up here dealing with chronic illnesses, chronic pain. I had one man on here that's talking, he's got pink eye while he's on there talking, he needs to go to the doctor. People cannot afford this. You've got them paying the upfront costs as far as you paying for your plan constantly, paying for your plan month after month. Then you've got your copay. Then you've got your deduct. Oh my gosh. It sounds like pimping. It sounds like just got your hands in American people's pockets. Okay? It's ridiculous. And when you look at what Elon has pulled up, these records that he pulled up as far as what the government has been spending the Americans' money on, the taxpayers' money, millions, billions. Are you serious? But then we can't get health care. People can't get health care. And I just think about how I go to work and work on my job. How my friend, how my family, how they working like dogs out here, can't afford necessities, just can't. And they're out here playing around with our money, y'all. And then they want to get mad at Elon. Now, I will say this about this Elon situation. I feel like, yes, Elon should have gotten confirmed. He should have had to get confirmed publicly, just like all the rest of the executive administrative picks. Okay? I feel like he shouldn't have just been able to waltz in there like he did. Yes, he probably already has some form of a clearance because he's able to go into outer space. So he has to have a clearance. But that and then what he's doing right now, yes, although it is probably a good thing, there's a way to do things. Like I always say, there is a way to do anything. And just to keep, just to keep people's mouths closed on the subject, he should have went on and been confirmed the right way. But it is what it is right now. He apparently has access to all the records, everybody's money, everybody's federal and state documentation and stuff. He's got his hands in everything. And then you got President Trump. Let me go back. I want to go back because I want to talk about Gaza. Well, why do we want Gaza? I'm trying to understand why we're not taking care of America's business first, then trying to go get some other country. Why do we want Gaza? That's nothing but a fixer-upper. Why are we doing that? And why would Canada want to become the 51st state of the United States when they have free health care? They don't want to join this medical hellscape. Why would they want to join this? Listen, man, I try to be behind my nation. I try to be, proud to be an American and what have you. But some of this stuff, like, I'm not agreeing with everything that's going on. Now, am I about to get 100% behind another country, another nation, and say, yeah, take us down, kill us? No. Heck no. No, I'm still standing strong with America. America is on some bull crap. We on some bull crap here, so my thing is, let's get home together first. Let's not be trying to force Canada to become a part of our nonsense. They got their own troubles over there. They trying to keep it under wraps, but we know. Didn't Trudeau just resign like a couple of weeks ago? But anyway, like they got their own problems. They want to put up a face. At least they got sense enough to put up a front. America's just turning on America, just in front of the whole world. But at least they pretending like they like the guy, and they pretending like they behind him for a while or whatever. Let's fix home first and then worry about trying to get somebody else to join us. We first need to create something that they want to join. I'm surprised. I'm trying to understand why the Mexicans keep coming over here. Mexico must be bad, but anyway, I mean, I'm trying to understand why you would run over here to more bills, but that just kind of puts into context what they must really be dealing with over there if this is seen as better. Either that or, U.S. propaganda. But anyway, y'all, I have had a lot to say. Gosh, I gave a whole commentary just now. I had a lot to say. There's a lot going on. So right now, let's check and see what you guys have to say. Also, thank you for anybody that has liked, commented, shared, or subscribed. Thank you. I know I only have 6 subscribers. I still appreciate it. I find value in all of you. So if you comment, if you like, you share, whatever you do, thank you so much. I would ask you to please get down in the comments. Let me know what you're thinking. I will answer you. Let's get a conversation going, guys. All right, let's see what you guys have to say.
Here's some big news in bite sizes. In a conference today, or just a few minutes ago, Donald Trump has discussed his plans on taking the Gaza Strip and owning it. Donald Trump has had some pretty disparaging things to say about the Palestinian people, as well as what is left of the Gaza Strip. But he's also talked about relocating the Palestinians to Jordan or Egypt. Donald Trump, alongside Benjamin Netanyahu, in a press conference today, talked about taking over the Gaza Strip, owning it, and creating unlimited jobs for the people inhabiting there. So if you don't already, follow me on all of my social media platforms. In case this app goes bye-bye, the links are going to be in the bio. Now, here is what Donald Trump said.
The only reason the Palestinians want to go back to Gaza is they have no alternative. It's right now a demolition site. This is just a demolition site. The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it, too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for...
Let me know what you think by leaving your thoughts and opinions in the comments below. As always, when the news hits my desk, I'll be sure to keep you up to date.
小红书
Surprise, surprise. Donald Trump now wants to turn Gaza into an enclave. What's next? Trump Towers, casinos, who knows what this guy's thinking. Also, he cannot stop talking about Greenland or its natural resources. And now, of course, in regards to continued aid to Ukraine, as long as Ukraine gives them all their rare and valuable minerals, then aid will continue. So it just sounds like they're, at this point, not giving away money, but actually possibly making money, which means, as usual, contributing to pain and suffering and war. And now with Gaza, displacement. Man, when people are like, Tofurius, when are you going to go back to America?
小红书
There's talk about Elon Musk attempting to coup the US government, but I don't believe that's the case because billionaires have always been in charge of this country. What you're seeing now is just a more pronounced and overt version of that. You see, when your economic system is capitalism, those with the capital are king and they make all the decisions. Couple that with the fact that our very inception as a settler colonial country happened because white wealthy landowners rebelled against the King of England because they were forbidden to expand westward past the Appalachians. The Declaration of Independence and our Constitution were both written by white wealthy male landowners that wanted to grow their profit. What you're seeing now is the result of our institutions that safeguard our civil liberties being eroded to the point where they could do this overtly. That process began to accelerate after the dismantling of the Black Panther Party, which was a vanguard party for a potential revolution in the 60s and 70s. And even more so with the collapse of the Soviet Union, which saw the United States and the system of capitalism become the unipolar power in this world. That's why most people point to Reagan as the beginning of our descent towards fascism, because that's where capitalism and imperialism ultimately leads to. And this process is bipartisan.
Hey, hi, hello. With Trump's recently expressed intent of illegally detaining some 30,000 undocumented immigrants in Guantanamo Bay, some folks have taken to the internet calling this the U.S.'s first concentration camp. Now, as anyone who studied even a little bit of U.S. history will know, that's a ridiculous statement, because we set up concentration camps for Japanese Americans during World War II. Of course, we called them internment camps, but that's what we in the business call a euphemism, which is something that governments commonly employ to try and sanitize their atrocities. And it should be noted that these concentration camps weren't the first the U.S. set up, not by a long shot. Some of the first U.S. concentration camps were set up by Andrew Jackson in the 1830s. He called them emigration depots, and is where we rounded up thousands of indigenous Americans before shipping them off west on the Trail of Tears. During the Civil War, the Union Army set up what they called contraband camps. These were slave labor camps, where they sent thousands of freed or escaped enslaved people. Starvation and disease was so rampant that dozens of people died every single day. When the U.S. was attempting to colonize the Philippines, Taft set up concentration camps that one commandant referred to as suburbs of hell. And of course, we briefly mentioned internment camps for Japanese Americans during World War II, but did you know that the U.S. set up similar, although less extensive camps for German Americans during World War I? We also sent German and Italian Americans to internment camps during World War II as well, although not nearly to the extent that we did Japanese Americans. After World War II ended, the U.S. Army forced over 300,000 Japanese civilians into concentration camps where thousands upon thousands of them died of malaria. And of course, in 1961, JFK initiated what he called the Strategic Hamlet Program, where the U.S. Army forced about 8.5 million Vietnamese peasants into over 7,000 camps in an attempt to leave farmland fallow and starve out the Viet Cong. And let us not forget, most recently, the concentration camp set up along the southern border detaining asylum seekers fleeing South and Central America. Guantanamo Bay is not the U.S.'s first concentration camp. It is just the next piece in a long, unfortunate legacy. Anyway.
小红书
You know, I haven't seen a doctor in 6 years, because if I make one visit to the doctor, they're just going to refer me somewhere else, and they're going to charge me for the visit that I needed to go to in order to refer me to whoever can actually do it, and then they're just going to charge me for the, I don't have insurance. Why do I need insurance? Health insurance. For a human life, why do I need it? Can't rent or buy anything because the United States invented the credit score in the 1980s, and then they give you access to it when you're freshly 18 and you know nothing about finance because they don't teach you in that. They don't teach you that. They drive a wedge between the rich and the poor here. We're always catching something, we're always getting sick, we're always missing work, and we cannot afford to miss work. We cannot afford to get sick. But you want to know what? The likelihood of us getting sick is extremely high. You know why? Because they allow food additives and chemicals that we can't even pronounce by the mass amounts into our food system. And they offer that. 95% of everything that you see in a United States supermarket, grocery store is going to be BS. It's going to be bullshit. But I have gone on extremely long sprees of not eating because I'm always sick. And when I look at the food supply here, I get sick to my stomach thinking about putting any more of that shit into my body. But you want to know what? I look at the healthy stuff, and it's usually just the bad stuff covered in some freaking creative marketing that makes you think it's the good stuff. They want to keep us uneducated. They want to keep us poor. They want to keep us not knowing anything about finance, anything about the system of which this country runs on. They do not want us to know. Everything in the school system is controlled. All of the media that we watch outside of this app, controlled. Information we get about other countries, skewed. Information we get about health sciences, about our own bodies, skewed. The information we get about what we're supposed to eat and how much of it we're supposed to eat and how often we need to eat it, skewed. Americans are tired of being sick and tired and broke. And we just need change. And I find it kind of strange that they decided not to listen to us. And I find it weird that we're all going to praise one man for fixing the problem when 170 million voices should have been enough.
The White House just confirmed that they began flying undocumented migrants to Guantanamo Bay. The facility at Guantanamo Bay is going to be used, according to the Trump administration, house up to 30,000 undocumented migrants. And we all know that Guantanamo Bay, they actually facilitate houses for the 9/11 mastermind and other terrorists. It's been notorious for tortures and other protective measures. You guys remember that Donald Trump, last week, he signed a memo for the Department of Defense. And guess what? It looks like the first flight has begun now. So get prepared. This is coming, and it's serious. They don't care who they're going to deport. They're going to deport anybody coming from Cuba, El Salvador, Guatemala, Venezuela, the Dominican Republic. All the Central or South American people going to be prepared. They're preparing the 30,000 beds at the Guantanamo Bay to deport the illegal.
小红书
So here's a story about the absolute horrific nature of the American healthcare system. If it looks like I've been crying, it's because I have for about 3 hours. So I have an appointment with my surgeon. I had bariatric surgery just under 3 months ago, 2 months ago, something like that. I don't know what time it is right now. And so I have a follow-up appointment with him, just checking in. And of course, I have a large bill sitting of like $2,000, and that isn't even all my surgery costs that have hit yet. And part of the early check-in is to go ahead and pay your copay. Well, that is not the option that is instantly given to you through my healthcare provider. The first option, where you select the bubble that is pre-selected is to pay your entire balance. So I accidentally, instead of paying $20, paid over $2,000, which, I'm on starting my third week of work after being off work for nearly 2 months. And I'm fortunate enough to live in a state that pays PFMLA, but I was only getting about a third of what I make on a normal check. So I've been living off of that for 2 months. So obviously I don't have $2,000 in my checking account. And I don't have that in savings either. I had about $500 in savings. So I am now overdrafted $1,300 and nobody can help me. Like, the bank can't stop the payment unless they speak directly to the merchant, but this merchant won't speak directly to the bank. Now, after calling 4 different people at the hospital, I've been offered a refund that's going to come in 3 different parts. That's going to take 7 to 10 business days. So I'm going to sit here negative $1,300 for 7 to 10 business days. Now, my first check from work is going to come, which will be about $1,400. So I'm going to sit here with $100 for 5 to 7 business days after I get paid. Although there is a small chance, and this is after calling the bank, and the bank said, well, they can't stop the payment just on my word. They need to speak to the merchant. But the merchant refuses to speak to my bank. Now, I did just get off the phone with the supervisor after calling the 4th time, and I know I'm going back and forth because I'm going literally fucking crazy. I've had 2 nervous breakdowns, but the good news is the supervisor is going to send an email to the department to see if they can expedite that $2,000 refund that's going to come in 3 different parts. So maybe I might go back to having $200 in my checking account. Maybe. Possibly. This is what happens when you don't have single payer health care. This is what America considers to be better than having collective bargaining and, a long wait time, which, mind you, I started the process to have bariatric surgery over 2 years ago. I had to wait 7 months to get my initial appointment. That is even before being approved. That is the appointment to go, oh wow, you're fat. You should really have surgery. But here, let's try a bunch of other things first. It took fucking 7 months. But this is a better system. This doesn't have the alleged long wait times that you would have in literally any other country in the world. This is America. We do things better. We're exceptional. This is absolutely the best possible way we could be handling this. Right, guys? Right. Okay, great. Yeah, so I'm gonna sit with negative funds for I don't know how fucking long. Oh, wait, no, I'm gonna get my paycheck, and hopefully it's only going to take all but $100 of my paycheck. Great. How's your day going? Mine's fantastic. I'm gonna go cry for another 3 hours. Okay, thanks, bye.
Seeing Canada angry and imposing tariffs and trade embargoes and refusing to purchase alcohol from certain areas of the country is like seeing a Down syndrome person in a road rage incident. I mean, like, what are you doing that you've actually pissed off a nation that basically is like vanilla in real life? I mean, literally, they are one of the nicest people with all their chromosomes that you've ever seen in your life, yet we've pissed them off. What's going on?
小红书
Tonight, major tariffs against Mexico and Canada are on pause. Just hours before they were set to go into effect at the stroke of midnight tonight. President Trump and Mexican President Claudia Sheinbaum, after speaking by phone today, agreed to immediately pause the anticipated tariffs for a 1-month period. Mexico pledging to put 10,000 of its troops along the U.S. southern border to help combat the flow of drugs. And Prime Minister Justin Trudeau says the same delay will be given to Canada. But other tariffs are not off the table. A 10% tariff will remain on China, one of the United States' largest trading partners.
I confirm that the White House is preparing an executive order to eliminate the Department of Education, just after making major changes at USAID earlier this week. It comes after Elon Musk, who heads the cost-cutting agency along with the White House, accused the United States Agency for International Development of wasting federal funds.
He ain't shutting down the Department of Education. He doesn't have that power. Plus, he wants to send it down to the states. Bro, the states already run it. But 50 million students rely on the Department of Education, and you're gonna gut it? He's not going to get rid of the Department of Education. You can write up any executive order you want. It's not gonna be executed. And even if it does, Congress will stop you. Dude, if they don't stop them, I don't know why they haven't stopped them. He's already getting rid of shit he shouldn't be getting rid of. And now he wants to get rid of the Department of Education? Why are the Democrats not screaming about this? Where are the Democrats? Where's Chuck Schumer? Hakeem Jeffries? Where y'all at? What are you waiting for? The dude is literally destroying the country and you guys are just letting him do it. My point is, he's not getting rid of this. You can't just get rid of the Department of Education. Is this man mentally ill? But what are your thoughts on this? Comment below, let me know, and I'll see you in the comment section. If you haven't already, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. The Schmink is you know where. I hope.
小红书
We got some big news in bite sizes. The first military flight to send migrants to Guantanamo Bay is scheduled to depart sometime today. And according to both the Associated Press and Reuters, this is the first step which is expected to trigger a surge in the detention center located in Cuba. This detention center is used to detain foreigners that had a part to play in the 9/11 attacks. If you don't follow me already, be sure to hit me up on all of my social media platforms in case this app goes bye-bye. The links are going to be in the bio. Last week, I reported also that the facility or the detention center would be made to house 30,000 migrants. In addition to that, the United States also worked to send Indians back to India, and according to a Pew Research study, there are about 725,000 immigrants that are residing in the United States without authorization. Third most of any country after Mexico and El Salvador. So, with that said, when the news hits my desk, I'll be sure to keep you up to date.
小红书
I don't think you guys understand what's going on right now. We are witnessing a heist taking place right in front of our eyes. Right now, Guantanamo Bay has less than 20 prisoners. 20 prisoners who haven't been convicted of a crime, by the way. And it's costing you and I $500 million a year, $25 million per detainee. And Donald Trump is on a mission to turn that $500 million into billions. Billions of our taxpayer dollars. Because you know where those billions of dollars go? It goes to government contractors. Government contractors like the ones Trump, BlackRock, and his billionaire cohorts are invested in. The right is always saying Trump is not a politician, he's a businessman. Well, if you were a businessman in charge of running a country, then ramping up Guantanamo Bay is a no-brainer. There's practically no due process, you have next to no rights, and you can be held indefinitely. They can basically do what they want for as long as they want. If you were complaining that immigrants were a drain on your tax dollars before, wait until you find out how much they cost you once they become a multi-billion dollar.
小红书
The Trump administration is moving this country very aggressively into an authoritarian society where the rule of law and our Constitution are being ignored and undermined in order to give more power to the White House and the billionaires who now control our government. I fear very much that under President Trump, we are not seeing a government of the people, by the people, for the people, but rather a government of the billionaire class, by the billionaire class, and for the billionaire class. And what is really interesting is that none of this is happening behind closed doors. It's not being done in secret. It's right out there for everybody to see. I think now is the time for the American people to come together. To not allow those who want to divide us up by the color of our skin, or our sexual orientation, or where we were born. That's what they want to do. They want to divide us up. Now is the time for us to come together like never before and make certain we do not move toward oligarchy, make certain we do not move toward authoritarianism or a kleptocracy. And most importantly, in the richest country in the history of the world, we must understand that we have the capability of providing a decent life for all of our people. We can do that when we stand together and we don't let folks divide us up.
小红书
Justin, Elon Musk and his Department of Government Efficiency have allegedly been granted access to the Treasury payment systems.
小红书
I never thought I'd be the type of person to post a video of myself crying on the internet, but I guess that's just kind of where I'm at right now. I don't know how much more I can handle, just like being in pain all the time. And it's like, I'm not finding any more feasible solutions of how to deal with my pain, and like, it's like I can only get as much help as I can fight for, essentially. And it's just like, I don't have it in me, and going to all these appointments and having to get diagnosed with anything just to be believed. And when I go to the hospital and they think like I'm just fucking looking for drugs because I say I'm in pain. And I guess because I don't look like this, like half the time when I go in there, they just don't believe me. And then it's like, I was just trying to ask my doctor, my new doctor, to refill my prescription for lidocaine patches. And she's just like, well, that's not a long-term solution. And I was just like, well, fucking obviously it's not. But it's like, unless you're gonna help me figure out a more manageable way for pain, like, what else do you expect me to do? And it's just like, I don't know. It's just like, how much is one person expected to deal with? Like, I guess that's a stupid question in this country, but I'm just like, I don't know what I have to look forward to in life, and it's just a future of chronic illnesses not being able to get taken care of, and just continuous pain. And it's like all 27 years of my life have just been pain, and I just want to know if at some point there's even a point to all this. Like,
小红书
So yeah, guys, this is what it is. And you know what? I forgot to mention that whole entire Guantanamo Bay situation. So we're sending immigrants, illegals, to Guantanamo Bay. I heard about the cost for putting them up, and I don't know if that's going to be such a good idea. It's like we're losing money now. I've never been a millionaire, so maybe Donald Trump is operating on some level of financial literacy that I'm not privy to. But to me, the tariffs and taxing American people causing more inflation, plus us being boycotted, plus our neighboring country taxing and tariffing us, plus us losing money, putting up people that are being detained. It sounds like a lot of taxing of the American people. It sounds like a lot of money coming out of our pocket, because I'm just like, where's all this money fixing to come from? And I know he was saying drill, baby, drill. Okay, we have our own, but okay, I need to look into that and see when we're going to start that, because we needed to have started that like yesterday. Seriously. And if they push Canada and they start to really become about that life, like, what if they shut off the grid? What if they shut off, the electric that they are sending to the northern parts of America? Because I heard what the guy said about the Canadians being like a person with Down syndrome. I didn't really care for that comparison. I thought it was a little bit out of pocket, but I feel like, yeah, that's cute. They're nice, they're civil, but let's not forget the Geneva checklist. Like, we're not fixing to act like let's stop. Okay, with the Balkan, like, we're not fixing to act like Canada can't get real crazy and real wild too. So let's not even do that. Let's not try to downplay Canada like there's some like like there's some pushovers. I wouldn't go that far, but yeah, I don't think that we should be kind of like bullying. I understand the stuff that he says he's doing, and for the reasons he's saying that he's doing them. Okay, but if we are using the tariffs to increase the American economy, and you say, hey, we're pausing the tariffs so that Canada can, I guess, get their little act together. They can decide, what they're going to do, if they're going to acquiesce. Are they going to, what are we trying to get them to do? Does it have to be that they become our 51st state? Are we wanting them to put more security at our borders, which we should be protecting? Like, yeah, where does it end? Like, what's the deal here? Like, he says he's pausing. They said, okay, we're going to go ahead. We're going to send troops. We're going to hire borders. We're going to do all this. According to the record, you guys have been saying y'all were going to do that, and I guess didn't do it. So, I mean, we're trusting that? We're going to trust that? Or are we going to trust that he's actually using this because he wants to pressure them to become the 51st state. Like, is this going to be enough? Is he going to go ahead and go through with the tariffs if they say, no, we don't want to become your 51st state? Like, I don't understand really what the end game is here. And I guess I'm not supposed to understand. I mean, it would be good to have some insight because it's looking real crazy. It's looking real crazy. But I feel like, yeah, America is, we're America. But don't be around here forcing Canada's hands. And more importantly, it's like you're forcing our I guess ops to team up against us. Like, you're trying to be the bully, but the bully usually will get taken down. Like, you don't want to cause all the so-called little people to team up and be, to Voltron up on us and take us down. So, I don't know what the end game is. I'm just here for the ride. I hope it all goes well. Guys, please get down in the comments and let's talk about this because, it's a lot. And I know before my next video, we will receive a lot more. We are within the first 30 days of this whole Trump administration. And it's wild out here. I even heard somebody say something to the effect of, hey, they were talking about riding down on Republicans, people that voted Trump in office. Like, they were talking about, just being about their life and really choosing violence out here. Like, coming for some people's throats, like on some real violence type stuff. Like, yeah. So, I don't know. Y'all, be careful out here because, a lot of times people don't take too kindly to threats. And you can run up on people if you want to. FAFO. That's all I got to say. Anyway, y'all, that is it. Yeah, like I said, like, comment, share, subscribe. You know the deal. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for communicating. Thank you for interacting with this channel. I do appreciate you guys. And until next time, bye.